Yeah, it's Pro Wrestling Summit. You already know what it is. It's Rusev Day. Just kidding. Knowledge, what's up, bro?
What's going on, good villains? How you doing, Tatum?
Man, you know, I gotta be honest with you, man. It's been a tough week. It's been a tough week for pro wrestling.
Just for from listening to PW 300 all week, but you can hear on YouTube, good _villain _media on YouTube, and catch every single episode, pretty much every single day, because wrestling's pretty much every single day now.
Yup.
But hearing it you can tell the level of frustration.
Yeah, sometimes it's just it gets me a little fucking hot under the collar.
And I mean, the biggest frustration has been with, what we're focusing on for now, which is AEW. And the biggest trend we've seen is they have some of the hottest matches in wrestling right now. And yet it seems like whoever's booking them, TK, can't book a finish to save his life.
And herein lies the problem, I believe. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an astute motherfucker. I've never worked at a major fucking wrestling organization that does television broadcasts or anything like that. But I've been a fan for a fucking really long time, and I've written a lot of things. And pro wrestling's really fucking easy to write. Like, if you just have a plan 6 weeks out, you know what the end result is going to be. Like, when you do finishes, you have to be planning for that 6 week out result, 1 month out result, 4 week out result. And you should have rotating stories that rotate in and out, so that way you're never out of stories. You always have 1, 2, 3 storylines going on at the same time, and you can use all of it on television.
Right. The biggest frustration for me is, you look at things like MJF. You book him. I understand things fell apart. The whole CM Punk thing and all that. Things fell apart. You book him to win the championship, and then you don't have a clear direction on where he's going with it. And so now his championship reign has kind of floundered. He's spouting off the same things. He's going after Bryan Danielson now for some reason. He's talking about William Regal even though he just left the company. I don't know. I don't know the purpose of it.
Now let me ask you a question, because I'm honestly fucking curious. Now, if you people didn't know, because this is kind of a new format here, we're gonna split the show up so it's a little bit more focused per promotion. So AEW is going to get a 30-minute show, and WWE is going to get a 30-minute show, because I think that it's only right that we separate the two. And if other wrestling becomes hot enough for me to go out of my way to watch it, then I'll review that too. If that's not going to happen, then I'm not going to fucking review it. But the fact of the matter is, we wanted to give you fans a more poignant look at the promotions. Now, my issue with now that I said that and got that fucking out of the way, I apologize.
No,
I didn't want to get you out of your tree.
Real quick before, if you like this new format, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit us up on Instagram.
Danny would be fucking pleased to see you on Instagram if you fucking hit him up. So hit Danny up. Yeah. Danny! You fucking savage dancing motherfucker, you. He's a fucking savage. Anyway, so like I was saying, my biggest problem with the whole thing is it's not fucking hard to do, man. It's really fucking simple to do good wrestling. Now, the MJF thing, okay? Do you honestly believe that Bryan Danielson is gonna fucking win that match?
No, not at all.
No. I don't think anybody fucking believes that Bryan Danielson's going to win that match.
Not at all.
Because it doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make, but maybe that's why they do it, because it doesn't make sense.
But, well, I mean, think of Samoa Joe winning the championships he's won. Didn't make sense for him to beat Wardlow, and then it didn't make sense for Darby Allin to beat Samoa Joe.
Right.
But they did that anyway.
Yep.
So now the situation they're putting themselves in is anybody could win a championship at any time because nothing actually matters. Storylines don't matter, and people, I don't want to say people care less. They did get their best ratings since like September recently with this last Dynamite. They got over 1 million views.
Which is great.
Right.
I'm fucking super happy.
And we want them to be successful. I just think that if everything wasn't so convoluted, then you'd get more people to tune in more often. You can kind of pick up AEW anywhere and feel like you haven't missed anything.
Tell me one story on their programming that compels you. Right now. Go ahead. Okay, great.
I've got nothing.
You got nothing.
The only thing that I enjoy watching is the Guns and the Acclaim. But even then, even then, it's like now they're going to be in a fatal 4-way tag team championship match.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking make it just doesn't. I don't understand, dude. I just don't understand. Like, how did he bought all the toys to play with? Okay, and he doesn't understand how to play with them. It's so baffling to me because you have so much talent to use.
You wanted to make ROH separate from AEW. Then why is Wheeler Yuta challenging for Orange Cassidy's championship? Why is that happening? Wheeler Yuta is an ROH champion right now.
So why is he
competing for an AEW championship?
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Where's Eddie Kingston?
Where is Eddie Kingston?
I understand that he just wrestled in Japan with Jay White.
Sure, but I mean, they're trying to stick him into a different stable. Just let Eddie Kingston. The Blackpool Combat Club is done. I don't know why that's still a thing. None of them are actually associated with each other anymore for any purpose.
Yeah, Danielson is not even in the group.
Right, and yet we still, like I said, MJF still brings up
William
Regal, which was the only reason the Blackpool Combat Club existed in the first place.
So it's so fucking bizarre, dude.
So Eddie Kingston was kind of aligned with them for a while. I don't know, sort of pseudo-aligned. Now they're possibly sticking him in a different
House of Black. They want to do the storyline with House of Black.
Just let Eddie Kingston be Eddie Kingston. He doesn't need people around him. That's kind of his charm.
Why can't you just let the guy be himself and just let him get over? Because he's over. The fans want him.
Yep.
The fans want Eddie Kingston because it's compelling television.
Well, he can provide that violent edge to your programming that you do desire. And you clearly desire because you want everybody to bleed every single match. Again, this goes with the booking. Why are so many people bleeding all the time in AEW?
Bro, let me ask you a question, okay? Why the fuck is Jon Moxley doing a blade job after the match? It's post-match!
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I understand people got frustrated when the competition ended bleeding. They kind of put an end to blading. I get people got upset with that, but that doesn't mean that you go tenfold now, and if you get sneezed on the wrong way, you're going to be wearing the crimson mask.
Well, Jon Moxley is just so much better than that. He's better than just doing a blade job and bleeding every time that we see him on TV. There are reasons to do a blade job. Yeah. There are legitimate reasons. This match with Hangman would have been a great instance if he did no blood leading up to it to get a massive amount of color and really have a great fucking match at a big pay-per-view event. But now he's going to blade and people are going to be like, okay, I saw this on Rampage.
Right, that's the thing. So it's very simple. Let Hangman Page wrap
just like
his
he did. He
hands.
wrapped his hand in that fucking buckle.
Let him wrap his hand in that buckle. You take a swing, you miss. John Moxley now doubles out, and Page is standing there, standing tall, right? Looks like this
world beater.
competent world beater,
Yeah.
right? And that leads right into their match. It makes sense. You don't have to actually make contact there. Make people pay for it.
It's just, and I get it, man. It's an old school mentality. It's totally old school. Like, okay, this is what I do now. But he's better than that. Like, he is actually a really fucking competent, very good wrestler. He is a great hand. He knows how to use a crowd and play with a crowd, and it's awesome. It's awesome to see him do it. And he doesn't need to do blood every night.
I'm gonna disagree with you. I don't think that he's doing it because of an old school mentality. I think he's doing it because he's lazy. I think he's gotten lazy. He's been able to sit back on his heels because he is AEW now. Like, he is basically the face of AEW. The fans are going to fawn over him all the time. They're always asking for him. So now, whatever. I want to get color tonight. It's that indie mentality. I want to get color tonight, so I'm going to do it.
It's just...
I'm going to come out and, you know what? I want you to... I want you to hit me. I want you to hit me. Wrap your hand, hit me. I'm going to blade and then stand tall to show everybody how invincible I am. People are going to love me for it. I think it's just he was forced to hold that title longer than he was supposed to. So he was forced to carry the company, and now he got lazy with it. He got over without needing to get over.
Because he's John Moxley.
Because he's John Moxley, and because the whole CM Punk situation. He got over because he was the guy.
I mean, it's really difficult to me to even pinpoint like who is the most over guy in their company.
We can go back a couple weeks, by the way, and to show that laziness, the way that he bladed.
Oh, I mean, just sitting in the corner.
Sitting in the corner, just taking it, just carving it into his head. Didn't hide it or anything. That's the epitome of laziness. It doesn't matter. I can sit here and with everyone watching, carve my head open and bleed.
Because I don't think the camera's on me.
Right.
That is, at least protect yourself. Go and cover your face,
Just literally put your head down on the mat and just quickly, little slit, and there you go.
I just don't. I think you're right, dude. Maybe, you know what? I think that is a very fucking valid argument. And I'm still trying to rack my brain about who the most over guy in the company is. I think Orange Cassidy might be the most over guy in the company.
Danhausen.
Oh, fuck, yeah. I forgot about Danhausen.
Yeah, he's the merch leader right now.
That is fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
But that's what their fans want. They want that type of shtick.
I like Danhausen. I'm not marking off Danhausen, but I like that he does the goofy gimmick in the right way.
Yeah, he's not supposed to be serious.
Right.
And he doesn't take himself serious.
He doesn't take himself seriously, but he doesn't mock wrestling while not taking himself seriously.
Yeah.
That whenever he curses somebody, it's clear that he didn't win a match or anything because of a curse, but he's doing something. Nobody's taking him seriously. It distracts somebody. They get taken out. It's smart.
It is smart.
It's, the right way to do it. The foolish way to do it, the only comparison that I have is Santino Marella when people would sell for the snake, the cobra, That's the wrong way to do it to me.
But this is it. But you also have to put it in perspective. That is also in a time when the people's elbow was the most, and the mandible claw.
Yeah.
They were the most. There's Mr. Sacco. It was the most over fucking thing that you could do.
Yeah.
And it was the most ridiculous fucking finishing moves ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I did really like Mr. Sacco. I'm not gonna lie.
Who doesn't love a little Mr. Sacco?
And the first time I saw the snake. I fucking popped. I popped. I like Santino.
I just wish I would think it would be just as funny if he puts the little thing on his arm, goes up for the Cobra, goes to smash somebody with it, and they just stand there. Like, what is that? What, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I can see where you're going with that.
Or you put him with somebody that's, put him with some sort of monster that's not actually wrestling. Let him do the Cobra, turn around, yeah, I got him, and then whoever's with just smashes him real quick.
Yeah, Ryback.
Yeah,
they should have done that with Ryback.
Smash him real quick.
Why hasn't Tony Khan signed Ryback?
I think Ryback's cancer to wrestling right now.
Whoa, really? He's got the CM Punk treatment?
Well, the way that he's buried WWE and everything, he's called out WWE for everything that
So you
that
just think
WWE.
he's got a bad attitude and people don't want to work with him?
Yeah, because if you don't put him over the way that he wants to be put over,
Got it.
I think he would absolutely bury AEW. I think he'd bury any organization that he's with. So it's more of a risk than a reward. And I mean, he hasn't gotten younger.
No. I mean, but
who do you think that AEW could take in right now that would enhance their brand?
Kota Ibushi, Jay White.
I don't think either one would, because they wouldn't use him properly.
I think that they would probably team Kota Ibushi with Kenny Omega and have them be the Golden Lovers again.
And that just destroys the trios division.
Well, no, because I think House of Black is going to end up taking the titles from them.
That's fine, but I think right now, without Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, there is no trios division.
I mean, I would. There's definitely some. There's definitely some fucking truth to that, man. I mean, there's not even really a tag team division,
right?
I mean, besides the Guns and the Acclaimed,
and apparently Jay Lethal and
fucking Jeff Jarrett. It is so fucking ridiculous.
They're now competing for a championship.
It's fucking so ridiculous. Dude, Jeff Jarrett acted like he fucking won the Super Bowl. It was fucking amazing. Like, he gets it. And you say what you want about the guy. Like, you can talk shit about him, say whatever you want about him. That fucking shit is hysterical. When an old guy knows the business so well that he can get in there and still ply his craft at an advanced age and be over.
Yeah.
And be over as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't like either one of them as pro wrestlers. I respect both of them as pro wrestlers. I think they're both very good, but they both they're not what they were 10, 15, 20 years ago even.
Right.
So it's cool to see those type of guys because they can really control a match with these young guys and teach them hey, this is what you want to do in this spot and I think that is well booked because you have two teams as of right now in the Acclaimed and the Guns that are both green as goose shit. And you have two fucking super veteran guys that can quarterback the match essentially.
Right.
I don't know who the fourth team is going to be. I would imagine it's going to be FTR. I would imagine that FTR is going to re-sign with AEW at this point.
It'd be a huge.
It would be a huge get for AEW, to be honest with you. But I think that they're going to have to pony up some fucking big dollars.
Well, they immediately add legitimacy to your tag team division.
Well, because they can wrestle with anybody and any style. And, listen, I don't take nothing away from the other teams that are there. I mean, the Bucks are great.
But they were always, and I don't care about what any magazine says, but they were the best tag team of last year.
Dude, they've been the best tag team since they became a tag team.
Well,
those guys know the business on a different level.
I agree with you, but last year was a banner year for them.
Oh, yeah, man. Winning all the tag team titles except for the AEW tag team titles.
Right. Yeah, right.
They've won every title in every other promotion except for their home promotion.
Oh, man.
Figure that out for me. How does that make sense in your storytelling?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's just bad. Consistency. Just a little bit of consistency would go a fucking giant. It would be a giant leap. And all you have to do is just is just do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Just do the absolute bare minimum. Because you have a bunch of guys that are wrestling on TV every week that could be down in ROH, getting valuable experience, working with some veteran talent that you're going to put in ROH eventually. The Colt Cabanas of the world, the Christopher Daniels, the Jay Lethals. Like, you're going to be able to go and pick those guys' brains and try to get better and come up to the main roster. Like, that, they have to treat it like NXT. NXT wrestlers don't just randomly come up to the main roster to wrestle matches against main roster talent.
Right.
It's either you're called up or you're fucking still there.
I think this is the problem that we talked about with the AEW mindset, though, is that they've signed big names from WWE. They've signed big names from the indie world, and they don't listen. They think this is my promotion. I'm going to get my shit in. I'm going to put myself over. And you don't have anybody that's trying to uplift the younger talent.
Well, I mean...
Except for like a Chris Jericho, you know? Like, he's clearly trying to put over younger talent.
Yeah, but listen...
But he's not training younger talent on how to actually work a match.
And what training facility do you have now? I mean, I would assume that they're still able to, like, send students through the Rhodes Wrestling Academy, but, like... That's affiliated with Cody. Like,
right.
Are you actually going to do that?
Right.
Like,
unless they're going to say it's affiliated with Dustin.
And listen, I've watched a couple of the Cody Rhodes Wrestling School showcase shows, and like those people are not ready to wrestle on TV or like on. I mean, some of them could probably wrestle on like a dark or an elevation in an enhancement match, but like they're not fucking. They're not ready, and I'm not taking anything away from those people. Good on them, man, for getting into the business and fucking going in there and taking the bumps. Like, I fucking really like that. But the fact of the matter is that your chances of actually making it are so fucking small.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's a pipe dream, and that's all.
But
like,
I think that mindset of nobody wants to lose their shine in any way. That is what leads to a lot of finishes being terrible. Because now you have to have a million false finishes, end in a roll-up, end in a disqualification with a low blow, end with some screwy finish. You can't have finisher finish because nobody wants to lay down to anybody else. And the people that are doing it, great. The people that aren't, they're just hurting every match.
It's just ridiculous to me because that's part of wrestling. Like, you gotta fucking do the job. Like, you're not gonna go over every match. You're not gonna be the fucking biggest star in the company. Like, you have to learn how to play your role. Yeah. And I think what the issue is that people don't realize that their roles are only as good as Tony wants to make them. It doesn't matter how good of a wrestler you are or how over you are, because Miro is fucking over. And that dude's just like sitting at home. He's just like hanging out.
That guy needs to go in some sort of Hall of Fame for misused talent.
In WWE too, they misused him.
Yeah,
I mean, they made a complete mockery of him. When that dude first came in and he was the Bulgarian brute and he was fucking smashing people, I was like, yo, this guy's serious business. Like, he could be a legitimate world champion. And what happened? They had a singer come out with them and sing Rusev Day, like I did at the beginning of this episode.
Well, they buried him before that with John Cena, with Lana, like, leaving him for Bobby Lashley.
She was like, she was trying to get with Bobby Lashley or something.
He got buried way before that. It's just, he comes to AEW and you think something's going to be... This is what I don't get, right? Everybody says, well, if this person were to go to AEW, they would do so much better. But would they? Because give me a talent that has gone to AEW, other than Jon Moxley, and has done better than they did in WWE.
Luchasaurus.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, he was technically in NXT. So, but even that, like, he was with Jungle Boy. What has he really done?
I haven't even seen him on TV.
Like, I think he's injured or whatever. But now he was with Christian Cage for a while. But now Christian Cage is just beating up Jungle Boy again.
Yeah, I mean, Claudio has definitely done more than he did in WWE.
Well, he's done more in ROH than he did in WWE.
But he already did that. So, like, what? I mean,
he's not really doing it in AEW. I mean, technically, it's on AEW TV, but he's not holding an AEW.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like you just, there's a reason why you want to push homegrown talent because you have built them up. So, like, then don't sign those other guys.
Stop bloating your roster if you're not going to use
right, because what are those guys going to end up doing? They're going to end up going to ROH and wrestling shows. So you're going to pay a dude fucking like $175,000 to go work ROH shows on the weekends?
Is that really what you want to do with your money?
It's just a fucking waste. It seems like such a waste. And like, listen, I don't want to take nothing away from the guy because I mean, he's got a lot on his plate. Like, he runs multiple businesses, but like, if that's going to be the case, then you have to have trusted people around you that you can say, you need to make some decisions and give me some fucking ideas because even though I fantasy booked this in my head, like, I don't necessarily know where I want to go with the story or how to tell it in wrestling terms. And the problem is that the people that you do have around you already have a predilection to their friends. Yeah. So, like, because the people that you have around you are wrestlers.
Right. You need to have
You need to have an outside source. Do you want to know why fucking Vince McMahon had a Gerald Briscoe and a fucking Pat Patterson and Sergeant Slaughter and all these fucking people around him? Because they knew what Vince wanted. Because Vince said, I want you to do this, pal. Tony, that's all that you need. You need somebody there that's going to be able to be you, but a better version of you.
And people have made the argument of, well, those guys were wrestlers. Pat Patterson. And
they were retired.
They were retired and didn't want to be anywhere near the ring.
No!
Except to enhance talent. And that's the mindset you need to have,
dude,
to go into that role.
Gerald Briscoe, okay, formerly known as a stooge, okay, him and his brother would have beat the fucking piss out of you in about a half of a fucking second in the ring in the 70s, okay? So, like, people are like, oh, Jerry Briscoe, oh, look at him, he's fucking, oh, he's falling like an asshole. Bro, do you know what that guy would fucking do to a normal person? He's doing that to play it up for a fucking character, bro. It's not real life. Jerry Briscoe at 70-something years old is still tougher than an average 25-year-old guy.
Right. I mean, right now he has the equivalent of TK has the equivalent of Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Bobby Lashley as executive vice presidents. I'm not saying that's but I'm saying, like, just pick 3 big guys in WWE, make them your executive vice presidents, and see how well that goes for WWE.
Do you think that there's going to be some nepotism involved in some of that booking?
No kidding.
You think?
No kidding.
I mean, listen, man, it is what it is, you know? But this has been fucking our first episode of the new format. This has been the AEW episode. Please reach out to us on the Instagram at good_villain_media. You can also hit us up on the comments, like, share, subscribe with your friends. This has been Pro Wrestling Summit AEW edition.
Hey, TK, Danny's waiting for your message on Instagram.
So yeah, Danny's waiting on Instagram.
60 G's, baby, right?
Each. Tune in for WWE. Peace. Shut the fuck up!